Good morning, everyone. Am I audible enough? I hope you are safe and sound in your houses. My name is Harsh Raval. I'm a practicing advocate at Gujarat High Court. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry, there was some technical glitch. My name is Harsh Raval. I'm practicing advocate at Gujarat High Court, and I'm very thankful to Principal Patel Sahib for giving me this opportunity in amidst this corona lockdown, so I can also share whatever the experience I had while I was practicing. uh, this would be in a way I will impart the experience which I'm sorry again, there was another technical glitch. So basically I am here to impart the knowledge and the experience which I have gained throughout the practice which I have had, and the internships which I have gone through. So my subject today is the introduction of legal profession in practical prospect. So what I want to share with you guys is that what are the problems and what are the things which are being expected from a junior lawyer or a law student in the courts, and when they are performing, when they are going in the courts, and what would be the situation, what are the things that are expected from them. So let's begin with it. So it's pre-preparation for the legal profession. So there are very important aspects. For example, curriculum vitae, internships, legal research and drafting, courtroom appearance, and decorum. I would be talking about those issues. These issues seems quite simple, but they go long way. So let's start with curriculum vitae. So curriculum vitae is a Latin for the story of your life, which is also known as CV, resume. So, a curriculum vitae is a marketing document that gives a summary of a job seeker's career history, academic qualification, and also explain their future potential. CVs are valuable and important because they are your first and maybe only direct communication with potential employer. For this reason alone, it should be carefully thought of, designed, and written so that it makes an immediate positive impact on a key decision maker. When a reader looks at your resume, they should be able to quickly gain a clear indication of your experiences and potential. Bear in mind that the person reading it will never have met you, so keep it grammatically error free and focused, as it will be seen as a reflection of you as a person. So when we are handing over our CV, when we are forwarding our CV, there are certain things which are being expected from us. That it has to be crisp, it has to be precise. So your resume will be made of number of sections. These may vary depending on the length and breadth of candidate's career. The essential and fundamental parts of that every CV should include our personal summary, career objective. In personal summary, you should have to put your name, your address, your contact details, your career objective, what you really want to achieve in your career. So when we are drafting CV, you have to be very much precise and stick to the ground. It should not be a glorification of yourself. It just give a clear indication that what you are, because a glorified CV may not come in handy when you will face the employer. So keep it, be honest while making your CV. Then career history. So when you are a law student, you must have gone through you must have gone through internships. You have worked under various lawyers. So you have done judicial internships. So that can also come in handy for your prospective employer. So when they are hiring you, they will see that what are the things you have been exposed to. So that career history is also an important aspect. Then, as we all know, academic qualification. Your academic qualification are also important. Then co-curricular activities. Co-curricular activities are important to mention in CV, but if they are relevant to the work you are going to do. So if you are participating in dance competition, that would not come that would not consider as co-curricular activity for the purpose of you getting a job in legal profession. So if you are going in debate competition, if you are participating in moot court competition, so that would be considered as co-curricular activity, and that would be a relevant factor. So co-curricular activities are also important aspect for your CV. Then publications. Being a law student, it is very important to read things. It is very important to write also. So publications are also important. There are journals, there are magazines. So you can always you can always write some articles about it. You can write your opinions, and you can get it published. So those publication will go they will go a long way. So those publications are also important and important aspect of curriculum vitae. Then area of expertise. For example, if I have been exposed to the litigation of arbitration, or the labor litigation, or the public interest litigation. So those are my area of expertise. Law is so wide, and when you are a newcomer, it is not being expected that you know everything. You know about every law. There are laws of customs. There are laws of there are laws of income tax. There are laws of matrimonial law. So it is not being expected from you that you know about the procedural technicality and everything of every law. So but you must have had those expertise in certain things. You must have worked in certain areas of law. For example, someone have undergone an internship under any criminal lawyer or any civil lawyer. So that would also come into an area of expertise. You must have you must have known how to you should know basically how to use legal research softwares. So that can also be considered as an area of expertise. Now the reference. So when you are going to a prospective employer, the references are they can they can say that what kind of person you are and what kind of a prospective employee you will be. This is very important aspect of of life of any lawyer. Internships are very important thing, and for every law student, I would say they have to go through various internships. You can get internships before you can do internships under civil courts. You can do internships before honorable high court and honorable supreme court. You can also go for internships under there is also known as judicial internships. So you can also apply for judicial internship, and you can intern under high court or supreme court lawyer. So you will get knowledge from you will get exposure from the ground reality. So the first aspect is application of knowledge acquired in law school into reality. So the knowledge which we acquire in law school is totally different, but the implementation of that law in the ground reality is different. I'll give you an example. Section 34 of the Specific Relief Act, which says thus, the discretion of court as to declaration of status or right. So in civil courts, there is a suit called a suit for declaration. If you want some declaration from the court, then you will file file suit under this provision. So it says that any person entitled to any legal character or any right as to any property may institute a suit against any person denying or interested to deny his title to such character or right and the court may, in its discretion, make therein a declaration that he is so entitled, and the plaintiff need not in such suit ask for further relief. Now, there is this proviso, which is also important, that provided that no court shall make any such declaration where the plaintiff, being able to seek further relief than mere declaration of title, omits to do so. So the crux of this section is that when you are drafting a suit, when you are drafting a prayer specifically under section 34, then you have to be very specific about you don't have to just seek for declaration of title, but also declaration of possession. If you just for an example, if you there is a property in a dispute and you file a suit a suit for declaration under section 34 seeking title of that land, but not possession. Possession is not there. You didn't mention the possession in your relief. Then your suit, your prayer would be infructuous, and on that ground also your suit can be rejected. So it's a very simple thing. It's very technical thing, but that goes in a long way. So section 34, while reading as it is, it may sound it may sound just like any other section, but its practical application is whole different thing. When we are going in the courts, when we are seeing that how the lawyers, how your seniors are drafting the plaints, how they are carefully drafting prayers, which is very essential thing in a suit. So that knowledge which you have acquired, you can put it into reality. You can understand that what kind of things are there while drafting the suit. What are the measures which you need to take? So that is very important thing. Second thing is getting exposure and networking. So when you are going to the court, then you will get when you are doing internships, you will get exposed to this variety of things. You will get exposed to court environment. You will get exposed to legal words. You will get exposed to judges, how they behave, how lawyers are behaving, how your fraternity is there, how the cases are being proceeded, the procedural law. So, and also you will get to know other people also. So you will get practical experience. You will get to know other people. So that getting exposure and networking is other aspect of internship. So that is also important for law students. Ingraining new skills. While going in internships, it is very important that you just don't go there and just sit around and roam around. That is not the only thing. You have to go there. You have to learn. You have to read. You have to observe what they are doing, how they are doing, the method and manner of their argument. So there are soft skills you can acquire. There are other skills like just there is a saying that a lawyer's brief runs in thousands of pages, yet it is known as brief. So how someone is carefully drafting all those things, all those facts, how they are communicating with other lawyers, that is also important. How they are keeping themselves before the court. So these are the new skills which you can learn while doing your internships. And acquaintance with rigorousness. So law is not a simple profession. It takes its tolls. So you have to work very hard. There is no night, there is no day. You just have to work. So that kind of situation, for example, if there is a limitation in some suit and you need urgent order, so you have to just stay awake for the whole night. You have to prepare things. You have to stay awake for weeks and weeks. So these are also important things. So that kind of rigorousness when you are performing internships. So that process of internships, makes you it prepares you for your prospective career as a lawyer. Unlearning the myth. So this is very important aspect. When we are in law school, we are being surrounded by certain myths. We don't know about we might not have the clarity about certain aspect. For example, myth is a subjective truth, and which might be true, which might not be true, and there is also objective truth. So these myths are very subjective. So for example, people are thinking that life imprisonment means 14 years or 20 years, But life imprisonment means that you have to stay behind the bar till your death. So there are certain area of law where you can get clarification when you are in the profession of law, when you are going through the internship process. Then experience building for CV. It is very important when you are going under the internships. Then those experiences, what kind of cases you are dealing, what kind of seniors you are working with. For example, if someone is doing internship before the high court, and if someone is under the a lawyer who basically practice excise and customs, so they can that can come handy when they put that thing in that CV. So that also build up that area of expertise. They can tell the people that they have this experience with regard to dealing with the cases of excise and customs. So that is very crucial fact for CV also. So not for just legal profession, when you are going for any job as a legal officer or law officer, so that will also come handy. Now the sacrosanct factor of measuring capability by the employer. So when you are going for internship, you will be observed by you are being observed by many other lawyers who might be your prospective employer. So you have to work hard, and you have to see, they will observe you if you are doing good work, and they'll invite you and they'll pay you good. So that is also an important aspect, a sacrosanct factor of measuring capability by the employer. It's an audition in disguise. So it's an audition when you are performing, when you are working as an intern, when you are searching judgment, when you are doing research, when you are providing notes. So that will be too helpful for the senior also, and too helpful for you also. And this is a very important aspect. Know thyself. Knowing yourself is beginning of all wisdom. I might be king of my own kingdom, but who knows that my kingdom is very small. We are not aware of it. So we have to go out in the world. We have to see what kind of the situation, what kind of scenario are there, what kind of people are there. So you will when you are putting yourself in the practice, when you are trying to draft things, when you are trying to present your case or anything, so at that point of time you will know that what are the what are your powerful, and what are your powerful points, and where you lack. So that is very important when you are internship when you are doing your internship. So you know about certain aspects, and you can work on it. For example, if someone is not good in drafting, and when that person is going an internship, and while in internship someone says that there are certain aspect in which you need to uh, work properly. So at that point of time, this knowing yourself, that you know that you are not that good with regard to drafting, so you can work on it. So that is very important aspect of internship. Now, what is expected from a law student? These are what I have told you are the benefits which you will get after internship. But when you are going in course, it's a two-way thing. You are learning something, and you are also giving, you are getting something, and also you are giving something. So what is expected from a law student? So these are my experiences which I am sharing with you. So you have to maintain a diary. You have to maintain a diary where you have to, when you're working with a senior, you have to see what kind of cases he is dealing with. For example, if he there is a case after 3 days or 4 days, so you have to keep notes of all those cases, kick up that when other case is coming. So you have to maintain a diary and read files of the upcoming cases. For example, a case is coming. For example, if you are working under a criminal lawyer, criminal sessions court lawyer, so you might be knowing that this day, on this day, on the day after tomorrow, this case will come. So you have to read those cases from the very first page to very last page, because being a junior, being a newcomer, you might not know that what are the relevant factors, what are the relevant aspect, and even otherwise you have to read everything to make to properly understand the case. So law and fact, both things are very important, and that you can understand only by reading the case. So read files of the upcoming case, that is also important. Make notes of the files you are reading and laws applicable to it, and the relevant and landmark case laws on the topic. This thing, when you are reading a file, you have to make notes for that. It's not like that you are just reading it for the sake of reading. No, you are not. We people are. We have this short-term memory thing. We forget things. We have this. There is a psychological term that we forgot things, and we have this self-confidence that we know about that thing. But uh, this this is a matter of self-sabotaging in a way. So you have to make notes of the files. What are you reading? And you have to make notes that laws which are applicable to it. You have to read about those laws. You have to read about the relevant and landmark case on the topic. So for example, law is this. For example, let's carry out with the example of section 34. So there is a law that says that specific relief is this, declaratory suit is this. But what are the judgment on it? What are the laws on it? What are the case laws on it? What are the landmark judgments? So you have to make notes of that also. So when you are going before the court, even when you are assisting your senior, that will help you, and that will create a good impression of you being an intern or a law student, or or a junior advocate. Now this is also a very crucial thing. Get yourself acquainted with procedural laws such as Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, Code of Civil Procedure 1908, the Indian Evidence Act, Limitation Act, etc. So these are procedural law. There are procedural law, there are substantial law. So when we are talking about procedural law, so you also, when you are going and when you are really working before the courts, you will see that what section is being exercised. So procedural laws are also important. Some people were saying that how to file wakalatnama. Tell us the procedure, how to submit your case before the civil court or district court. So there are certain rules for it. Nothing, courts are only being governed by laws and laws only. So when you are going in city civil court, there are city civil court rules. When you're going in district courts, there are there are district court rules. There are, when you're going before the High Court, there are Gujarat High Court rules. When you're going to Supreme Court, there are Supreme Court rules. So you have to get acquainted with all those rules also. This procedure, this criminal procedure, code of criminal procedure, code of civil procedure, evidence act, these are the laws which are procedural but which can also be used while making a case. So, but other than that, there are rules. There are high court rules. So you also need to get yourself acquainted from it. So you'll know how to present your case, with before whom to present your case, registrar के पास करना है या किसके पास. So that would be important for you. Then legal research and drafting. This is very important aspect for a lawyer. We are lawyers. We are going in a profession of law, so we have to be quite cautious. We have to be responsible about many things. It's not very simple job. It's a profession where you are just you are saving your client's interest. So you have to be you have to work hard. So you also have to get yourself acquainted with legal research softwares. So use of legal research software such as SEC Online, Manupatra, the laws, lawsuits, etc. So there are before that we used to have this volumes, SCC volumes and all, SCC, GLH, AIR. So from that you have to find you are supposed to find judgments and you read all the judgments. Some people are still doing it, but right now we have this softwares. So you need you have to you are supposed to know that what kind of softwares are there and how to use it. For example, if you are using SCC Online, so in search box, what kind of words which will which you put, and from which you are expected to get some results. So the word should be quite precise. So the words, the sections, the law, the specific provision. So there are various methods. You can also find case law by using party's name. So it is very important, and it is expected from a law student to use legal research software such as SEC Online, Manupatra, the laws, lawsuit, etc. Now this is very another important aspect. Practice drafting of letters, petitions, plaints, appeals, a written statement, affidavit, and counter affidavit, etc. So, in the word of legal realm, for example, if you are filing a public interest litigation, there is a specific format provided by the court. High Court, the registry will not accept your case if it is, or put your case into office objection if the case is not being properly drafted in the manner provided by the High Court. So this aspect of this drafting of letter, petitions, plaints, appeal, so that is very important for a law student. You can also, some people are just redirecting their work to the other people, to the steno, but we being a lawyer are supposed to learn about law. We are supposed to understand the fact. First of all, when you are drafting anything, you just have to be clear about all the fact of the case. Don't start drafting uh, just after getting the papers. Just before that, you have to read all the papers. You have to understand things chronologically, and after that, chronologically, you have to draft things after reading law and laws applicable to it. Do some research also. Even the language of letter, the legal language which will be used while drafting all those letters or petitions. So you also are supposed to know about those things. So you have to read basically. Once you start reading about whatever you are getting while doing internships or being while under performing work as a junior lawyer, you just have to go through everything whatever you get your hands on. So for example, when we are talking about summary suit, so in summary suit there is a different type of format. When we are talking about plaints, there is whole different type of format. When we are talking about appeal, there is whole different type of format. Second appeal, which will be preferred before the High Court under section 100 of the Civil Procedure Code, it's different, where you have to frame a question of law. So how to frame a question of law, and what kind of questions of law are there supposed to be there, so that you can get yourself acquainted by reading certain planes, matlab, uh, this counter affidavits, statements, written statement, how to take denial. Those things are very important, but it's very huge arena. So but you have to go through this practice of drafting of letters, petitions, plaints, appeal, written statement, affidavit, and counter affidavit. Then this aspect is very important. When you are doing internship or when you are practicing law, you have to maintain a file or keep soft copies of the format of all these pleadings and conveyances. So for example, if you will get some case, for example, if you are getting high court a petition under 226 227 of the Indian Constitution 1950, so you have to you are supposed to know that what kind of drafting methods are being used before the high court, so that if you had soft copy of the format of the petition under 226, so that will be helpful for you. So that would be a guiding factor. Now this is also repeated here again. Make notes of the landmark judgment. So when you are dealing with labor law, for example, so there are certain judgments which you need to read, and which you need to read repetitively, which can be put in use again and again. So there are certain landmark judgments which are also being required time to time. This is another aspect: courtroom appearance and decorum. The chapter 4 of the Bar Council of India rules form of dresses or robes to be worn by advocate states that advocate: a black buttoned up coat, chapkan, achkan, black sherwani, and white bands with advocate's gown; a black open breast coat, white shirt, white collar, stiff or soft, and white band with advocate's gown. So mostly gowns are being wear in High Court and Supreme Court. In trial courts, you have to wear a black open breast coat, white shirt, trousers of white, black striped or grey, with black tie or uh, or white collar. So in either case, wear long trousers, white, black, striped or grey, dhoti excluding jeans. Jeans are not allowed. provided further in court, other than the Supreme Court, High Court, District Court, Session Court, or City Civil Court, a black tie may be worn instead of band. Then for women, for lady advocate, black full sleeve jacket or blouse, white collar stiff or soft, with white bands, an advocate's gown, white blouse with or without collar, with white bands, and with a black open breast coat. Or saris or long skirts, white or black or any mellow or subdued color without any print or design or flare, white, black or black striped or grey, or Punjabi dress, churidar kurta or salwar kurta with or without dupatta, white or black, or traditional dress with black coat and band. Now, courtroom appearance and decorum. There is we'll go again on that aspect that while undergoing internship, one is expected to wear black open breast coat, white shirt, and black or grey trouser with tie. So even you are going for internship, you are supposed to wear a coat. Even I have seen that in trial courts or in district court, students are not wearing coat, but they should wear coat. And this is very important thing. The phone has to be on silent mode all the time. The courts, the judges, they observe things. So how you carry yourself before the court, how you enter in the court till the time you leave the court, you have to keep one thing in your mind that you are and you will be, if you are a law student, you will be an officer of the court, or you have to be quite cautious of and you are part of the judicial dispensation system, so you have to maintain the decorum of the court. So your phone has to be on silent mode all the time. Sometimes people are keeping their phone on silent mode and they are using it sitting in the bench and they are using the phone. So don't use mobile phone. It is inappropriate. So don't use mobile phone inside the court. Some people are playing games, they are doing research, even whatever fruitful things you are doing from your phone, don't do it inside the court. So games, research, chatting, even reading from the phone inside the court is inappropriate. For example, some people are seeing the notification, so keep it hidden even if it is urgent, or use it after or leave the court and then you can check the phone and then you can come back, but don't use phone inside the courtroom. You are part of judicial dispensation system, so act as an officer of the court. And even while undergoing internship, it is expected that your behavior must not affect the court proceeding. So you're sitting, you're talking with other people, you are disturbing the court, you're creating a menace in any manner. So you should not be disrespectful or distracting, or your action should not be distracting the court in any manner whatsoever. You if you are a law student, or if you are just learning the procedure of the court, if you are just listening the argument, then listen it, then observe things, but don't do anything which attracts court's attention to you. It's a big no. Then we'll go to this option, that options after LLB. So after completion of law, you can just start your individual practice before the various court. You can start your practice before the trial court, you can start your practice before the high court. There is an exam if you want to practice for the Supreme Court. There are rules for it. You can also start practice under any firm. So starting individual practice has its pros and cons, but if you need immediate economic support, then working under any firm is a good option. Basically, you don't have to worry about clientele. When you are practicing individually, you have to search for the clients. But if you are working under any firm, the firm will give you the clients and give you salary also, so it's also a viable option. Then you can also work as a law officer of government, semi-government companies, etc. So law officer, legal advisor. You can work as a mediator between the company and the officer, and the courtroom officer, advocate. As you can work as a medium between them. You can also, when you are working as a law officer, you are supposed to create contracts, you are supposed to carry out the legal communication, the conveyancing. So there are also duties. So law officer is also one option. Then judicial officer, you can also go for exam of judicial magistrate first class. You can go for judicial officer if you, and it's a noble thing that one should go for the society and for the for the integrity of the nation. Then teaching. After completion of LLB, you can teach business law in the BComs to the graduation students of commerce. Else, you can complete go for LLM and you can make your career as an academician. Then government services competitive exam, one can go for IAS, IFS. They can give exams and they can serve the nation. And then legal journalism, one can also go for legal journalism. There is also a demand of legal journalist, uh, so that is also an important aspect. And then thank you. Now uh, I am I just want you guys to ask any question if you guys have any question, so we can communicate on those things. So I'll be reading the comments on the what on the YouTube live. So if you guys have any question or query, so you can raise the question, you can type the question over there, and I'll be happy to answer you. So I'm reading your chat. So if anyone have any question, કઈ રીતે પ્રોફેશનમાં આગળ વધવું કે કઈ રીતે ઇન્ટર્નશિપ્સમાં શું કરવું, કોઈ પણ બીજો કોઈ ક્વેશ્ચન હોય તો they can raise the question, I can answer it. Okay, so one thing I really want to say to you guys is that the importance of you may guide an internship. Yes, so internships are very important aspect. Uh, I'll tell you my experience. I don't have any background in legal field, so you have to go there with your CV. You just have to observe that what kind of lawyers are there and what kind of work you want to do. For example, if you want to work in trial court and district and sessions court, you just observe that what kind of lawyers are there and you go to them. You take your CV, you get your CV printed and give them your CV and request them that you want to work with them, and you have to you have to take a step for that. So that is also crucial aspect. So internship is very important. You mentioned that we have to follow format, but circumstances are different. How we can manage format? uh, Format, I was talking about the format of pleadings. For example, if you are filing I have mentioned about second appeal under section 100 of the civil procedure code. So when you are filing a when you are filing a second appeal, only and only question of law should be decided. So you have to be quite cautious how to draft the question of law. So the format is specified. For example, if you're filing a suit under under order 37, summary suit, so there is a format of it. So you have to follow the format. So I was talking about that format and how to prepare for bar council exam. So that's very um, it's very important question, how to prepare for bar council exam. First of all, see what are the subjects you have to deal with. Get uh, all the barracks when you're going to give the exam. Take all the barracks with you and just read the question. And it's not about how bright memory you have, it's not about that. The essence of the bar council exam is, are you able to find the law from the book or not? So it's very easy. You don't even, I haven't read a single day when I was giving bar council exam, but yeah, I was able to I was very I had the knowledge how to find law from the books. So that is the thing which is important while giving bar council exam. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में अपॉर्चुनिटी कहाँ है? It need bar council exam if we work in firm, company, or etc. Bar council exams are only required if you really want to go for practice. So if you are working in any firm or any firm or company, so even if you have given bar council exam, the company, if you are working as a law officer or something, so they'll you have to give forfeit the bar council exam, that sanad of yours. So you cannot practice when you're going in any company. But yeah, if you are working in any firm, then you are a lawyer, you are an attorney, but still you can uh, fight the case. What about legal advisor job? I mean, so what is condition for it? Legal advisor, basically law officer, legal advisor, they are one and the same thing. You can even a lawyer can be a legal advisor for some company. And there are there are specific jobs, law officers jobs, so they are full-time working in the company. They're handling specifically, they are dealing with specifically the legal issues of the company. So legal advisor job are also a bright career, and it's good amount, the people are getting good salary out of it. So it's also a viable option for the law students who are not interested in practice. And it has been seen that the people who have completed 5 year integrated law, mostly people are going there because practicing uh, practicing law is, it's it's little tough. Is it good to do practice of CA with law? An internship is compulsory, or how many months? Basically, internships are not compulsory. As of right now, there is no such law which I am aware of. But usually, when mostly people are going for it, and as far as 5 year law courses are concerned, 5 year law integrated law courses are concerned, they have to go for the internships. They have to go for judicial internships also. They have to go for internship before the high court. They have to go for 40 days internships also. I exactly cannot remember the dates. So it is necessary to follow chronological order of case laws. So when you are searching, when you are using SEC online, or you are using Manupatra, or using lawsuit, so when you will be searching the case, so it is important that you don't cite, you can never cite any overruled judgment before the court. It's a contempt of court. So you have to be aware of that. That if you are aware that this judgment is overruled, you should not even cross verify. Do cross verification. And as far as these softwares are concerned, they are very wonderful. If you are searching something, and if the case is there, if it is being overruled by the other judgment, so you will see the note over there that this judgment is overruled by so and so judgment. Yes, sir, Mr. Upadhyay. Yes, I was not aware of that. Thank you so much for enlightening. Mr. Dr. Kaushal Raj Upadhyay say that CA articleship is mandatory same way LLB internship is compulsory. Now, as per BCI rules, circular was in February 2020. Thank you so much, sir. This is very important question. Aditya Trivedi is asking that is it good to start practice directly to higher court, or is it good to start practice from lower courts? So, as far as my experience is concerned, it is better to start practice from it is better to start from lower courts also, only because you will in higher courts you don't have to frame, you don't have to make the case. When you are before the trial court, when you are when you are making a suit, you have to read the law, you have to understand the situation, you have to see that what how you can uh, you basically create a case. And when any order comes, that matter goes to high court and subsequently supreme court. So the lawyer of High Court and Supreme Court are basically dealing with a question of law. So they cannot go beyond the evidences which are being laid out before the trial court. So the role of trial court is also equally important. So it is very essential to start things. This is my opinion that one should start practice from the trial court only. They have to get exposed properly that what kind of petitions, what kind of pleadings, plaints, what kind of procedure is there. So it will also come in handy when you'll go and when you'll start practice before the higher forums, higher courts. Respected sir, you mentioned about legal journalism. I would like to know your view about contemporary situation where media is not so much emphasizing on legal issue. Media is emphasizing. There are legal men. There are other journal. There are other media houses. They are also dealing with the issues. You can read from Wire. They give proper journalism. If anyone, if there is no question, then we can. I suppose we can complete this session of today. માફ કરજો મને પાછળથી ખબર પડી કે ઘણા લોકોને ગુજરાતીમાં સમજવું છે તો ગુજરાતીમાં કોઈને પ્રશ્ન હોય તો ગુજરાતીમાં પણ હું જવાબ આપવા તૈયાર છું. મહત્વની વાત એ છે કે તમે જે ઇન્ટર્નશિપ કરો છો એ બહુ જરૂરી છે. કઈ રીતે તમારું સીવી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે એ બધી વસ્તુ જ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે. અમારું ઈમેલ આઈડી પણ છે તો કોઈને પણ આ પ્રેઝન્ટેશન જોતું હોય તો મને ત્યાં મેલ કરે તો પછી હું એમને ઈમેલ આખું પ્રેઝન્ટેશન પણ પહોંચાડી શકું તો બધા મુદ્દા પણ તમને ધ્યાનમાં રહે. This is where આ એક બહુ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ ક્વેશ્ચન છે કે હાઉ મચ ટાઈમ શુડ વન સ્પેન્ડ ઇન સબોર્ડિનેટ કોર્ટ બિફોર મૂવિંગ ટુ હાયર કોર્ટ. સો એ ઇટ ડિપેન્ડ્સ ઓન પર્સન ટુ પર્સન. ઘણા લોયર એવા પણ છે કે જે આખી જે સ્ટાર્ટ કરે છે ટ્રાયલ કોર્ટથી અને ટ્રાયલ કોર્ટમાં જ કમ્પ્લીટ કરે. દે હેવ ધીસ પોટેન્શિયલ. દે હેવ ગુડ પોટેન્શિયલ ટુ ગો એન્ડ પ્રેક્ટિસ બિફોર ધ સુપ્રીમ કોર્ટ. બટ જરૂરી નથી કે એ લોકો સુપ્રીમમાં કે હાઈકોર્ટમાં જાય. એટલે અને એ પણ એવું કોઈ પણ ટાઈમ નથી કે કેટલા ટાઈમ તમારે કામ કરવું જોઈએ. બટ ઇટ ઇઝ એડવાઇઝેબલ કે 1.5 વર્ષ તો તમારે જોવું જોઈએ કે કઈ રીતે પ્રોસિજરલ ટેકનિકાલિટીઝ કઈ રીતની હોય છે, કઈ રીતે લો યુઝ કરાય છે, કઈ રીતે ફેક્ચ્યુઅલ ઇશ્યુઝને ડીલ કરાય છે, કઈ રીતે ક્લાયન્ટ જોડે વાત કરાય છે, કઈ રીતે ફીઝ નક્કી કરાય છે. ઘણા એસ્પેક્ટ છે. So thank you so much during this